Hello, my name is Flame, and I'm a cat lover and digital artist. And what's better than to put those two things together? Presenting ClanGen. I've been wanting to make a series like this for a while now, but just kept putting it off. Well, I finally decided to just do it. And since I've only posted a few speed paints on this channel so far, I thought it'd be a nice series to start it off on. I'm probably very much late to this in the sense that all of this kind of already stormed the internet a while ago, but I really just wanted to share what I hope will be an interesting story and share my art, and hopefully motivate me to draw more. If you aren't aware what ClanGen is, though I'm sure you probably are since you clicked on this video, it's basically a random generator of sorts, where you have a clan of cats that do drama and stuff. I was specifically inspired by a few creators to do this. I mentioned Nyoko Arts and Sunrise Star in particular. Nyoko's series, Galaxy Clan, was one of the first I watched. I think it might be one of the longest still running series as far as I know, though there are quite a lot of them out there. And I was really inspired by Sunrise Star's Nectar Clan and just all of their series in general. I'll put both of those creators' channels in the description if you want to go check them out yourself. I'll pop up some screenshots of my in-game rules I'm using, which you can pause to read if you want. I'm not planning to allow affairs or anything for at least the first year, as well as mass extinctions. Probably once the clan gets bigger I will. Another thing I'll mention quick relates to names. I think I changed some of the starting cats' names at the beginning, mostly for pronouncing purposes, and all future born/joined cats might also go through some name changes, especially if it's a name that already exists. I don't want to get cats confused. Exceptions might be if the cat is dead and like a baby gets named after them or something. I'll mostly follow what I think story-wise would make the most sense. Like for example, if a cat's warrior name turns out to be blue pelt when they have white fur, or if the name just doesn't make sense or flow well. Alright, I think that's all I need to go over. Let's get into the actual video now. So, I've named the clan FlameClan, for probably some obvious reasons, but I have a lot of clans and was running out of options. My name is Flame, so maybe it's a little narcissistic, but FlameClan is what I went with. The story I came up with for this clan kind of came to me as I went through the year. Our Star Clan guide, which you can see now, was an apprentice. My first thought was why such a young cat would be the guide, and after looking through some things, I noticed that in the other clans section, it said that the other clans view FlameClan, at least at the beginning, as bloodthirsty. So I took that to mean that there was some sort of tyrant leader. This leader was therefore not a very good leader, and it was only recently that the clan managed to drive out this leader. I like to think this is where the clan picks up on, since our numbers are so low. There were probably some others who wanted to follow the leader and went with them, while others died to their mistakes and orders. And so now FlameClan has to pick up the pieces of their fragmented clan as New Leaf begins. Anyways, this is Jumblepaw. She was 6 moons old at the time of her death, which means she died very early into her apprenticeship. She was a medicine cat apprentice. As a guide, there's not much to go off of. I'm sure she was a great medicine cat apprentice. I like to imagine that Icy Stripe was still the main medicine cat and this was his apprentice. The poor thing died so young. Her personality is lonesome as well. I'm not quite sure how she died, but hopefully it wasn't anything extreme. The game says she died 36 moons prior to the start of the clan, so maybe she got into some sort of trouble with the tyrant leader if they were around at that time. I don't really have much other to say about her though, so moving on. We had one death this year, which I am glad for. Not the death, the fact that we only had one, but it was still very sad to see since it was also one of our apprentices. This is Splashpaw. He was found pretty early into the year, abandoned as a 3-moon-old kitten and taken in immediately. He wasn't the first kitten. I actually got this same prompt a few moons prior, but that kitten is still alive and a warrior now, but he was still needed all the same. Although by the end of the year we nearly had a full page of cats already. That's the medicine cat's fault, but we'll come back to that. Splashpaw, while alive, seemed to be doing really good. He was apprenticed to the leader, and on his first patrol they did some training, which Splashpaw picked up quite fast. Sadly, just 2 moons later, while on patrol, they ran into a dog, and Splashpaw fell victim to it and died at only 8 moons old. I checked his future warrior name, and he would have been named Splash Flicker, which that's such a cute name, and kind of sad that he never ended up getting it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for him. He hasn't done anything interesting since being dead, other than judging a warrior for some pretty interesting reasons. But other than that, he's just been chilling in StarClan. We can move on to the living cats now, starting with our leader, Streamstar. Streamstar has 8 lives, having lost one after falling from a tree, of all things. This boy is 128 years old, so he's getting up there. Streamstripe was the deputy of the previous aforementioned tyrant leader and quickly took the position as leader after the former was driven out. Most of the clan seems to like him, or at least no one is openly against him. He knows he likely won't be finishing the journey of seeing his clan built back together before he passes, but he is content knowing he took the initiative to start it. As for relations, there's nothing too outstanding besides 2 relations I noticed. One, he has a lot of reliance on a cat named Mudholly, which has been causing some problems, especially with our deputy, because Streamstar doesn't actually like her or trust her. I'm a little intrigued to see where that situation goes, but I'll get more into it when I move on to the deputy. Streamstar was the mentor of Splashpaw, and after the patrol where they ran into that dog that got him killed, Streamstar hasn't been doing so great. He feels guilty for having a death on his paws, even though rationally he knows there is nothing he can do to prevent it, and Splashpaw went out like a warrior. Still, though he tries to hide it, the clan is starting to notice his deteriorating state, especially as he seems to be rejecting younger cats and is actually being mean to several of our kids. I don't think he does this out of hate, but rather a fear of getting close to them like he did with Splashpaw. Concerningly, he did also call one of our kids a threat to the safety of the clan, which is making many of the clan more believing that he's starting to go. I don't expect Streamstar to live much more, perhaps a year or 2 if nothing gets him. Either way, I think he's been as good of a leader as he could be in his situation. Daisy Chomp is our deputy, and a fairly good one. She's 84 moons old, cold, and incredibly clever. However, despite being cold, she seems to get along well with everyone and helps out where she can. She's well liked by most of the clan, and I imagine that Streamstar chose her because of her competency. She hasn't done anything too interesting action-wise, but based on the relationships and events throughout the year, she has some pretty interesting lore starting to form. Though it seemed like Streamstar and Daisy Chomp had a good relationship at the start, throughout the year that changed as Streamstar seemed to latch onto a cat named Mudholly. So much so that Daisy Chomp started being pushed to the side, almost as if she were no longer the deputy. Not just from the leader either, or at least from her perspective. It seemed like the entire clan looked to Mudholly more than her. Despite Mudholly being rather young, she would do all the work and he would get all the credit. A lot of this was over-exaggerated by Daisy Chomp's POV, but she struggled a lot with feeling appreciated early in the year. She brought this to the Medicine Cat, explaining how she felt that she wouldn't be leaving a good legacy behind. The Medicine Cat tried to comfort her, but was unable, and she starts spiraling, messing up on patrols, avoiding others. Eventually, a cat named Whimsyfur sits Daisy Chomp and Mudholly down to talk. More on this guy later, but it seemed he got them to resolve whatever problems they had, because after this, Daisy Chomp started getting along with Mudholly pretty well, and they've actually become friends. Also Whimsyfur, they seem to have a friend group or something. I think it's hilarious. Daisy Chomp is also close with an elder named Utail and a new warrior named Brownflame. I think she goes to Utail for advice, and Brownflame just seems liked by the entire clan. Streamstar still seems to dislike her though, even after she had to pick up a lot of his duties after his slow downfall. She also has a crush on 2 cats, both of which are mutual, Whimsyfur and a cat named Skyfur, which I find interesting. That'll be fun to watch. Daisy Chomp had a rocky start to the year, but seemed to be doing well in the last few moons. except then she fell into a river and inhaled a bunch of water, so I guess we'll have to see if she survives. Now on to Icy Stripe, our medicine cat. And honestly, he's not really doing the best. Icy Stripe is 108 moons old, strict, and has a deep StarClan bond. He's also an incredible runner. He seems to struggle a lot with younger cats. Throughout the year, he's snapped at a kit, specifically Blue Kit, though he felt guilty almost immediately after. At one point, he shoved Blue Kit away when the kit tried to comfort him. He's been mean to a lot of the other kits and apprentices as well. The game even hints at him remembering something involving Brown Flame when she was a kid, which makes me think there's some kind of unresolved trauma there. I don't know exactly what happened, but it clearly stuck with him and affects how he handles children now, I guess. Icy Stripe is also deeply insecure. He worries that other cats don't like him, and when Whimsy Fur notices this and makes an effort to hang out with him, he questions that too. He's also wondered if StarClan can hear him at all, which, considering he has a deep StarClan bond, is a little concerning. You'd think that would be the one thing he's confident in, but apparently not. I almost feel bad for him. So yeah, he's pretty isolated socially. He doesn't seem to get along with most of the clan, and as of the last few moons, that feeling is starting to become mutual. A lot of cats are beginning to doubt or dislike him, especially as he is tending to side with Streamstar, who, as we've established, is not exactly acting his best right now. For some reason, his strongest dislike is for Bluepaw, which, what has the precious baby done to you, sir? Like, please calm down. He does for some reason have a soft spot for Brown Flame, having a lot of platonic love for her, and like everyone else in the clan has a crush on Whimsy Fur. Another thing this cat has been doing all year is bringing in cats. A lot of them. He's found 3 queens and their kits on patrol, and while one of them was already dead, 2 are still alive, and there are a total of 7 kits in the clan right now. Like, this man is basically responsible for half the clan's population at this point. I'll get into them later, but he found Bidoof and her 2 kits first, and then only a few minutes later found a deceased queen and her kits, which he took back to camp. All 5 of them. However, as previously stated, with his absolute adoration of children, sarcasm, he seems to be having bad dreams about some of these kits. I'm not sure if it's omens of their demise or the clan's demise caused by them, but either way, I don't think it's good. I really hope these kids turn out to be alright, because they're really cute. Icy Stripe does try to help others, or at least he did. He's comforted Whimsy Fur about his legacy, though he failed at comforting Daisy Chomp when she was going through all of her problems. He seems iffy on advice, seeming to be able to give it, but not consistently enough, or at least when it matters, though the Daisy Chomp situation got figured out anyway. During drawing him, this bozo's face gave me a hard time, and it's still not my favorite, but we live and learn, right? Also, during editing this video, I realized I forgot to add white to his other legs, so the final image has that fixed, and I also removed his smile when I was editing, as it looked a little strange to me after a second pass. But here is Icy Stripe. Overall, he feels like he should be a stable and dependable cat, but he isn't. And I swear, I love kits, but if this man keeps bringing more kittens to the clan, I really don't know what I'll do. Next up is Whimsy Fur. He is 107 moons old, charismatic, and has a strong intuition, and is a good teacher. He spent basically the entire year interacting with everyone and everything. He's one of those types that just kind of ends up in the middle of everything, whether it's serious or not. Whimsy Fur is just genuinely a good guy, though. He goes out of his way to help others, like when he noticed Icy Stripe didn't really have anyone to talk to and started spending time with him, and he's given so many badger rides to the kits. He's also the one that found Blue Kit abandoned early on and brought him into the clan, and then later became Bluepaw's mentor. Their relationship is actually really sweet. Bluepaw looks up to him a lot and has helped Whimsy Fur hide from Util once or twice, which I find hilarious. Their first patrol together was not ideal, though, since they immediately ran into a large dog and had to rush back to warn the clan. Great bonding experience, I guess. At least they both made it out alive. Socially, he's very well liked. Util sees him as helpful, as he helps out the old cat a lot, though interestingly, he doesn't seem to like Util all that much. He's great friends with Mudholly and Daisy Chomp, and in general, most of the clan seems to enjoy having him around. He also had a moment where he found a Bumble Clan apprentice on the border and handled it surprisingly well, lecturing them without escalating things, so he's good with other clan relations too. That said, his love life is kind of a mess. Whimsy Fur is a complete heartthrob. Multiple cats have crushes on him, and he, in turn, has a few crushes of his own. Skyfur, Icy Stripe, and Daisy Chomp being the main ones. So, that's certainly interesting. He also, for some reason, dislikes Brown Flame, which kind of stands out considering how generally friendly he is otherwise. Later in the year, he was seen talking to a loner named Air, and not long after ended up with Green Cough. I don't know if he got it from Air or if it was from his clanmates since it was already spreading through the clan, but either way I was worried for a bit. It cleared up eventually though. Overall, Whimsyfur is the heart of the clan right now. I don't blame him, he's literally named Whimsyfur. I am interested to see where he goes though, considering his relations, the love quadrilateral, and just his nature in general. Skyfur is 95 moons old, loyal, a good fighter, and has valuable insight. He seems like a really good guy overall, though in the beginning of the year, everyone is kind of mean to him for one reason or the other. I think he's the type to try too hard to help, and it ends up just getting on everyone's nerves. I don't think they were being mean to him on purpose, except for maybe U-Tail, but U-Tail's mean to everyone. He's had several visions, but they seem unimportant as nothing has come of them. I think he just has very vivid dreams. One small thing I found hilarious was that Mudholly had shown him some grooming techniques, and then immediately after he was getting weird looks from Blue Kit, so I don't think they worked very well. I kind of made him a bit messy and fluffy fur, which fits with the idea that maybe he just has hard to control fur, although I think I was just subconsciously making him a fluffy boy. He's one of the few that doesn't mind Icy Stripe and finds him rather soothing, surprisingly. He splashed around in the rain with Splashpaw a bit, and was seen hanging out with him on multiple other occasions, which made it extra sad when Splashpaw eventually ended up dying. Skyfur was actually the other cat on that patrol, and he realized pretty quickly they couldn't fight the dog and ran. He thought that Splashpaw and Streamstar were following him, and Streamstar was. If he would have realized that Splashpaw was still behind them, he would have gone back, but by the time he noticed, it was too late. Since this event, Skyfur has lost some respect from Streamstar after he found out that the leader, the one with multiple lives, didn't stay behind and help his apprentice, despite knowing Splashpaw wasn't safe. Even though Skyfur knows it was already too late, he still blames Streamstar anyway. Apart from that, Skyfur has been doing good throughout the year. Nothing too interesting has happened to him. His relations are pretty neutral for most of the clan. He does have a crush on Daisy Chomp and Whimsyfur, which just adds to this whole clan love triangle slash square slash tangled mess. He has a lot of platonic love and security for Mudholly, and I like to think he views the younger cat as a brother. He also for some reason really admires Creamtooth, as well as holding security, reliance, and platonic love for him. The only cat he dislikes in the clan is U-Tail. I'm really curious to see where he goes. He seems like a good cat, willing to die for his clan, and while I hope he doesn't do that, it'd be fun to see if he stays like that. Especially with his tension with Streamstar right now. I'm wondering if he'd rather Daisy Chomp take over. Next is Creamtooth. Tom is 42 moons old, adventurous, and has a keen eye. Out of all the warriors, Creamtooth has been doing the least. He spends his time napping mostly, though he is generally amicable with the clan. The major thing he's done was find abandoned Splash Kit and bring him back to the camp. He doesn't seem to have had that close of a relationship with Splashpaw, but he seems to be happy the clan had kits running around, as Splash Kit was our first kit since Brown Flame. Creamtooth seems to really like exploring, and has thought several times of wanting to see more of the world, and tends to bother the other warriors with wanting to know their opinions on what else is out there. Twice already he's wanted to discover something new and exciting, and I think it'll be interesting to see if he stays in the clan or decides to leave. Creamtooth's father, Curlyclaw, who is an elder in the clan, is his only family, and while I'm not sure what happened to the rest of his family, I like to imagine he's not too bothered by it. While we only had one death so far, I think Creamtooth is generally placid towards death in general. Every cat is going to die someday, and there's really nothing he can do about it, so while he will spend time mourning, he thinks it's best to move on quickly, and he hopes his clanmates will do the same for him. As for relations to the rest of the clan, he doesn't seem that close with anyone in particular. He has a bit of admiration for Skyfur, but other than that, Creamtooth seems to be in his own little world and unbothered by the rest of his clan's doing. Mud Holly is 24 moons old, rebellious, a lore keeper, and a good climber. I don't have favorites, but if I did, it'd be this guy. He's the sweetest, most loyal, best cat in the clan, in my opinion. He mentored the only kit at the time, now Brown Flame, which he took as a great honor and trained her to the best of his ability. Mud Holly is best friends with Whimsy Fur and good friends with Daisy Chomp, and is very friendly with most of the rest of the clan. Though he does have some dislike for some cats, I think it's more of a dislike for their actions and not the cats themselves. He mostly dislikes Creamtooth. I do think that's because he sees Creamtooth as lazy and absent-minded and wishes the Tom would help out more around the camp. Throughout the year, Mud Holly has been doing good. He snuck out of camp with the leader, chased off a dog with the deputy, and found a cat on the Thunder Path on a patrol, though that cat sadly died. There was, of course, the issue with Daisy Chomp, and while that was resolved, when it was still an issue, he didn't really seem to notice it. I don't think he actually realized the other cats in Dreamstar were looking to him more, and probably didn't understand why Daisy Chomp didn't like him until Whimsy Fur brought it to his attention. Later in the year, he did start to doubt why things are done the way they are, and I'm taking this to mean he is not liking why the leader is acting like he has been. Interestingly, Splashpaw had the status of judging Mud Holly on the same moon. Perhaps since Splashpaw is very loyal to Streamstar, he's unhappy that Mud Holly seems to not like his methods? I'm not sure. But yeah, that's Mud Holly. He really has nothing else interesting for him other than being a good kitty, so we'll move on. Brown Flame was our one kit at the start of the clan, and is now 16 moons old, lonesome, and has natural intuition. As a kid, she was skittish and grew to grumpy as an apprentice before finally becoming lonesome. She started at 5 moons old, so not a lot happened in her kithood, but I will mention that one of our elders had placed a thorn in her nest, which led to a fight and her crying herself to sleep later on. Which is like, poor baby. And I bet you can guess which elder that was. Yep, it was Util. Though it seems like Util is mean to everyone, that's no excuse. On her first patrol, her mentor Mud Holly took her hunting, but ended up spraining himself, which caused the patrol to end early. She seemed to pick up hunting pretty well, though, when he actually could teach her, and she managed to steal a rabbit from one of our bordering clans, Twig Clan, without getting caught. She was honored for her composure upon graduating. The entire clan seems to love her, and she is a pretty good clanmate. Recounting the gathering for the medicine cat and his patients one moon, and after seeing Icy Stripe freak out about a bug she placed in his den as a prank, quickly got rid of it and made sure he was okay. She was caught spying on kitty pets once, not sure why, but other than that, she seems fine. Despite being lonesome, I'm leaning towards her more so liking to spend time for herself. She does have a small dislike for Skyfur, Util, which is expected, honestly, and Whimsy Fur, but again, I think it's less of a dislike for the actual cat and more of a dislike for their actions. Maybe they annoy her slightly. But yeah, that's Brown Flame. I really like her name, and she was really fun to come up with a design for. I look forward to seeing where she ends up in the future. Blue Paw is 12 moons old, grumpy, fascinated by prophecies, and quick-witted. Blue Paw came out as gender fluid pretty early on, and uses she, he, they, it interchangeably. She received a flower accessory from Streamstar at her apprentice ceremony, where they were given Whimsy Fur as a mentor. On his first patrol with Whimsy Fur, they found a large dog and made sure to go back to warn camp about it. They were shy as a kid and became righteous when they aged up, before switching again to grumpy. Which is kind of funny, because as a kid, he was hoping he wouldn't get as grumpy as Util when he got older. Blue Paw was born with a weak leg, but she never seems to let that stop her, even if it's what led to her abandonment in the first place. After Blue Paw's mother saw her kitten had trouble walking straight and kept falling over, instead of trying to help, she decided it would be too much trouble and took her other kids, leaving Blue Paw alone. Luckily, he was found by Whimsy Fur and taken back to be raised, where you couldn't tell her leg was even weak at all unless she said something. They've gotten pretty good at walking and doing all the normal activities without using the leg. Blue Paw is close with Whimsy Fur, and I imagine sees him as a father figure if anything. It also apparently has a friend in Twig Clan. While this friend may not show up since I don't actually have saves for the neighbor clans, I thought it was a fun little detail to mention. Util is our mean grandma of the clan. I say that because she hates literally everyone. She is 165 moons old, charismatic, and a good swimmer. She for some reason had beef with Brown Kit when she was a kid, and seems to dislike most of the kids in the clan. In fact, the only cat she actually gets along with is Curly Claw, the other elder. I don't know why she doesn't get along with the others very well, but I'm chalking it up to something in her backstory probably. What exactly? Who knows? Maybe some of you have some ideas, because this old lady confuses me. I mean, she's supposed to be charismatic, but she's very much not. She was at one point worried about asking Icy Stripe for help with something minor, perhaps due to Icy Stripe's recent unnerving behavior. I'm not sure if she's intimidated by him or just didn't want to deal with how he was acting at the time. Other than that, she's just been hanging out. She's quite old, so I don't expect her to live past next year. On to the nice elder. Curly Claw is 136 moons old, adventurous, clever, and a beloved kit sitter. Curly Claw seems to have passed on his love of adventuring to his son Creamtooth. This man has ventured out of camp way more times than I can count, and it was only after getting caught by a dog and being confined in the medicine den for a few moons that he became more cautious. He got his tail scar from the event, a constant reminder of his weaker state as an elder. He still takes joy in sharing his wisdom and training to the younger cats of the clan, showing off battle moves and hunting skills. While being friends with U-Tail, he does realize how mean she is and tries to soften her blows by being as nice as he can. He does dislike Mudholly and Bluepaw, but it's very low, and I'm not that concerned. Bidoof was found by Icy Stripe on patrol halfway through the year, struggling with her newborn kits. She explained that she was a kitty pet and heard that her two legs were going to take her kits once they were weaned, and she didn't want to lose them, so she fled. Icy Stripe hurriedly led her back to the clan, and Bidoof, thankful for this generosity, decided to stay with the clan. Bidoof is 58 moons old, insecure, and a good swimmer. She has two kits, Sand Kit and Sleep Kit. While the kittens are still young and don't have much going on with them, they're still very cute. Sandkit is skittish and likes to stay close to his mom, while Sleepkit is impulsive and loves to explore. They'll be apprentices in a few moons, and Bidoof is very proud of them. Bidoof also seems to be very observant, as she's seen Streamstar sneaking out of camp several times, and is always noticing things unseen by others. For Bidoof's design, I thought it'd be fun to give her a resemblance to the Pokemon she was named after, so she has some poofy cheek fluff. I also gave her some fangs to kind of match the teeth Bidoof has. Bidoof is very sweet, and I actually fell in love with her pretty quick. I really hope she doesn't die, because I look forward to having her in the clan. The last cats in the clan are 5 siblings that were also found by Icy Stripe, though this time the mother had already passed. He brought the kids back to the clan, and Bidoof identified the kids as belonging to her old kitty pet friend, Bunny. She assumed that the she-cat had followed her of similar reasons. While she was saddened to hear the news of her friend's passing, she was glad to see that the kids are safe and takes care of them the best she can now. For the actual kids, we've got quite the group. Flipkit is the only boy of this litter and is shy. Tansykit sticks close to him and always tries to cheer him up. Tansykit is a sweet little girl and is always the one that others go to if they need help. Crocuskit is fearless, and despite having a twisted leg, is always ready to jump into anything. Even when getting hurt, she's always quick to bounce back. Crackit is impulsive and closest with Owlkit, and is the one that looks most like the kids' mother. Owlkit is charming and currently has a broken bone. She got this after being grabbed and dropped by an eagle. What makes this worse is that Owlkit was the one Streamstar called a threat to the clan, and then she had this happen to her nearly immediately after. The clan also seems to be concerned with cheering Crocuskit up for about her sibling's injury, and mostly ignoring the actual victim of the injury. Except for Bidoof, Owlkit seems to be someone everyone avoids. Because of this, Owlkit tends to play alone a lot. I really hope she survives, because I really like her. Overall, the clan is doing good for the first year. We are running low on prey, and a lot of cats are sick/injured, but it could be worse. Another small thing I didn't mention earlier, but I will now, is that there have been 3 patrols with Streamstar involved where they were telling ghost stories to each other, so I may give a trade to him for being a spooky lover. But yeah, that's the clan and the first year of FlameClan. I had a fun time playing with these guys and drawing them all, and I want to make another video about them, though it might take a while knowing my procrastination skills. And also, this took a while to do with all the art and recording the script and then editing this video, but it was really fun, and I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to post some more Speedpaint soon, and with Art Fight coming up, I'm looking forward to posting some videos about my attacks. If you enjoyed this video, I would love if you could leave a like. If you subscribe, I would also love you eternally, as the internet and the people in it is what gives me motivation for videos like these. With all that said, I hope you have a good rest of your day and or night, and I'll see you in the next video.